Oh, it doesn't want me to fight it. Now, I know you don't want me to fight it, but I want to fight it. I shouldn't try to fight it. It's too strong for me. It's a big milestone as well. Oh god, we've begun with this. I guess we're playing a classic game now. This actually isn't too hard on this game. Ow, never mind.
Happy to see you again, Snowman.
God. Okay, you've actually successfully got me with that. That mirror went on longer than I thought.
Hi, Arcane Ghoul _
Well, this is okay. Okay, chat. I didn't mean play every single card. What?
Elusivities is here. Good to see you.
You know, here's the thing though. Where'd he go? Oh god.
Yes.
Skulls
Let's all
Cupcakes.
laugh.
Ready to play some cards?
Ha, ha, ha.
Get headshots with the rifle.
Lame. So happy you're here.
No.
Hi, Imaru 100.
No.
Happy you're here.
I'm not dead yet. You stop that. Oh god. Did he die? I can't see anything.
Amber Sparrow 95.
What even? Okay, I know we can do a shout out for Ellie. I have to pick and choose who I do the shout outs for because of the content, because I try to keep the content safe for all ages, and I know we won't get that from Ellie, so there we go.
I was too busy looking at your nipples.
What did I just say, Ellie? I said safe for everybody, and I get that clip. Ellie. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna open the gate. Pull it in.
Why?
It's in.
Why
No!
are the animals right now?
No! Counts
Sup,
first.
A pixel rose.
Ow.
Oh god. How the hell?
Shadowmazi's here. Did you bring me any moss?
My god. My god. I can't see shit though.
Sup, Funky Sumia.
There, I can kind of see. Y'all know this is a lot, right? We can agree this is a lot. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, did I just...
Yes, you teleported through. What the? You're still clipping through it. I can't get in your truck. Oh. Where'd the truck go? That's not below.
Morning Chaos Nico 456. How goes it?
Hello, everyone. Let me unpause the music. Hello. Ow. Hello, Snow. Hello, Ghoul. Hello, Elusive. Hello, Skulls. Hello, Larmouth. Hello, Moru. Hello, Amber. My nose is sniffly.
Hello, Rose. Hello, Mousy. Hello, Somya. Hello, Nico. Hello, Possum. Hello, Clue. Y'all have no idea. So I'm gonna tell you. Okay. When I get started for stream, I put my headphones on and I go wash my face and all that stuff during the few minutes of starting soon. Assuming nothing broke. And I hear the check-ins and I hear Mari greeting y'all. And it makes me so happy to hear all of y'all show up nice and early and be excited for my stream. And I'm really grateful and I wanted to say thank you. Also, to anybody who doesn't make it to the streams and is rewatching this as a VOD, I also really appreciate you. That means a lot. So yeah. Anybody who didn't catch it last night, we have a new dance emote. Thanks to Felinity. So you can check that out as well. Let's pet the cats. Pet Bubbles. Pet Ulysses. Oh, there you are. Hey, Squeak. Morning, Brian. Alright, we need to go here now. To the motel. Oh, yes, we were partway done on the motel. I remember now. I had cleaned the top section of the roof right before we ended. Felinity did a great job. It's the Prince's Dance, for those who don't know, from Katamari. Hey, Strabo. Ugh.
Amazing.
Thank you for the
Russell
resub, Brian.
Just subscribed to us for another month. That's 38 now.
Do 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 do. I do like to mention this regarding Prime subs, especially. Technically speaking, you can get a free sub with Prime. Now, granted, most of it's an included sub and you're paying for it, which is totally not the same as free. But if you every so often get that offer for a free trial of Amazon Prime, you can take that, connect that to your Twitch, redeem the sub, and then cancel the Prime, and you still get the sub. So, just saying. Hey, Demi. No, Jesus, Brian. Well, I hope you have fun. I'm sniffly today. I don't know why. I'm extremely sniffly today. I took an allergy pill, but it's taken its time, so I don't think it's allergies. So I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sniffly today. That's all I know right now. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ugh. I feel like that didn't ding, but it says it's clean. The ladder I also feel like didn't ding, but it says it's clean. That's a ding. Well, I hope you have fun on your trip. I mean, it dinged. I know, but I didn't see it ding. I didn't see it ding. I've been having fun with being logged out of a bunch of things today. And having to relog in here and relog in there. It's like, God. I do have a Stream Deck. I have a Mark 1. So mine is a bit older, but I have the 15 key. So standard. I don't think there's a need for a larger one, genuinely, when it comes to the Stream Deck. Because a very, very important thing to understand with the Stream Deck is that you can give it pages, and I think this is the one thing that a lot of people don't take into account for it. You can add pages. So unless you need very quick access to a lot of buttons, don't worry about it. I think 6 is too few. I think 6 is genuinely too few. But 15 is a good spot where you have a lot of access to everything. You can set pages for everything and be pretty set. So I would out of the Stream Deck options, I would recommend that. Now, if you're somebody who does really fancy audio stuff, get one with the knobs. I'm not personally somebody who needs the knob part, but have a good dinner, Somya. Jesus, Brian. You're getting old. Ba-ba-ba-da-da. Oh, you got one of them with the knobs on it, Larmouth? Yeah, I mean, if you have uses for the knobs, I suppose. You may be younger than me by time spent on the Earth, Brian, but you're doing older things. So, I'd say that looks worse for you than me. In the old department. I would say the 15 key because okay. Here's the thing that I would say to keep in mind, Ghoul, when it comes to the 6 key. You are going to be using 2 of those keys for a page left and page right. So if you're you're actually only getting a 4 key, right? Because if you're adding more pages, you're getting a 4 key out of it. I think if there was a 10 key option, I think that would be fine, but 5 key is far too few. Or 6 key is far too few to be removing 2 buttons for. You don't have to use a left and right key, but you're probably going to want to use left and right keys. You could also be somebody who decides, oh, I'll use 6 folders, and that'll be more than enough, because that'd be 6 pages. So you could also do that. You could do folders and get 6 folders. So if you can't think of like more than 24 things you'd want to, or I guess because they dropped down to 5. If you can't think of more than more than 30 things you want to do, then I guess you're fine. But you do have to spend time learning to use the program to really save on. If you're dealing with less buttons, you're going to need something for that to really be aware of it, you know? I don't know. I would not be able to deal with having a 6 key. But I don't see myself needing the larger one. And I don't use mine for a lot. I have buttons there. A lot of them are like my command stuff. I could probably get it to work with a 6 key in folders, but it wouldn't be nice. Yeah. It like you can do a lot, but I feel like well I would say this, School. I believe there are alternative apps on phones that use the Stream Deck. Have a good one, Demi. I believe there are alternative apps on phones that I think they're even officially Elgato apps for Stream Deck stuff on phones. You could try setting one up on your phone and see how many buttons you feel like you need. And then see how you would lay that out into a 6 button. Because, like, mine... Let's see. Can I do this? I might regret this, but we're going to find out. But. Okay, that doesn't work. window capture. There we go. This is mine. This is my setup on mine. Now I've got some gaps, but you see I've got the left and right for other things, and like this one's a folder. These are all buttons, but like this is mine. But then like my page 2 is already all these quick commands for Thrones of AWIM for like dono button, merch button, Discord button, TikTok button, YouTube if I want to share those specifically. I've got toggles for different effects. I've got some pre-recorded things, some goal things, removing a sneeze if y'all accidentally do the bless thing, fading myself out, and then my music player, like and a color key thing. Some of them, like even my music player, I could not fit into the 6 button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for just the music player, right? So I mean, if I had 10, I think I could do it. But 6 is just too few. And that's the big thing. Like, I totally get why you'd want to save. And I mean, depending on how much cheaper it is, you could also get 2 of them. You could get 2 of the 6 buttons. I don't know how much cheaper it is right now for you, but 2 6 buttons is an option. Because you can hook up more than one at a time. Hey, Sleepy. When I get the new computer set up properly, I'm going to be using the foot pedal for expressions. Hopefully. Hopefully I can get it to work. I'm going to tie the foot pedal into some of the expressions. Yeah, I wasn't sure what kind of sales you were seeing, so. Because I know Cleo was also on Elgato's site today. Because Cleo's webcam broke, so Cleo got a one of the Elgato face cams. Ah. Oh, on the computer front, I have still not received an update. I'm getting a bit impatient. It's day 12, I guess, since I ordered it. It's day 12. It's supposed to be assembled within 20 days. I wish they would give a, like, you're this number in the queue kind of update. Would be really cool. Like, if they'd go in order or whatever, but I have no idea. I'm more bothered because I didn't even realize that they were doing stuff with the hermits during all of this. It was some of the hermits. Which I also find a bit rude that they decided to only pick certain hermits. I get it. But that would annoy me. Like, I had no idea. I don't think Cleo knew. But, like, that would annoy me. Like, oh, you've picked select ones. But had I known they were doing stuff with the hermits, I would have maybe looked into extra deals that way. But, yeah. I get it. I do think there's also worthwhile notes. They did make an announcement before doing the order that I did, that they weren't upping their RAM prices until they needed to buy more RAM personally. So a lot of people were likely ordering, right? So I would be further in the queue, but the assembly time was up to 20 days, which is fair, but I'd like it to not take the whole 20. Because, I mean, like, I've already lost 6 frames this stream. My PC is very unhappy. It's unhappy. I've started making sure I have everything, like, backed up on like, my one, external hard drive. As far as, like, a lot of the files go, like my, My mic settings and things like that are now set to copy over. I do need to make some more copies of my OBS stuff, but yeah. Oh yeah, no, that was one of the things that got me, Clue, is like, that's really cool of them, but it is also something I need to be aware of because it is going to skyrocket, so I needed to get it sooner rather than later. There was a good video I saw of somebody somebody was showing off their or they were talking about, people keep talking about the RAM price and they hadn't seen it yet, and you get like the perfect expression of them reacting to the RAM prices. And it's like their whole head tilted forward and their jaw sunk into their neck, just like, what the hell am I looking at? The only way you'd have a chance of really getting RAM right now at anything somewhat reasonable, a lot of people are buying pre-builts, and like legit, it's a big thing going on right now. People are buying pre-builts and taking the RAM out of it to sell the RAM. Like, that is a legit thing happening, is people are buying pre-builts and then taking the RAM out of it to sell. Because and that might be hitting these companies as well. Yeah, no, because some pre-builts are like maybe $1.50, and the RAM itself, Brian, is getting up to $1.50. The RAM I'm getting in my new computer, I paid 300 and I think it was 320. I paid 320 for it. That same RAM is up to, depending on who you buy from, like the cheapest you're really seeing is like $600 for that RAM, but there are some brands that are selling for about $1.50. Because what's basically happened is OpenAI, or whatever the hell the name of that company is, what they've done is they've bought out entire lines of factories, so that way all parts manufactured on the lines are going to AI companies. So less is being manufactured as a whole, and then one of the 3 main companies that make RAM that other companies will stick their name onto has decided to fully go to AI. So yeah. Because there's really only 3 companies that actually make RAM. The one interesting thing that's been pointed out is somebody did like a number crunch on how much power all the stuff they've bought is regarding GPUs and RAM sticks, and there's nowhere that can handle the power needed to run all of it. There's nowhere. So it's being hoarded somewhere. It's being hoarded somewhere, and it's a lot of it is likely backups for failure stuff, but it's the fact that they're buying out all of this stuff and screwing over average consumers. The funny thing is, all this is going to do is make people hate AI that were even on AI's side, which is funny to me. No, so DDR5 RAM, I would say, is typically 150 for a pair is about what you're looking at with RAM, or what you were looking for when it came to RAM. For a lot of it, it has gone up, which is kind of expected with certain government things going on. But the sheer amount it has gone up is beyond absurd. Yeah. It's gross. It's gross, and it's all for a thing nobody wants. This is the part that throws me. No consumer wants it. None. There's no consumer that wants this. There's no consumer that actually thinks this is that good of a thing. There might be a handful, but like on a whole, no. No one wants this. What always cracks me up when it comes to those situations, Amara, where people are dating AI, which beyond the point that it is actually sad and they really definitely need therapy. And this is not trying to insult them. They just really need therapy. Your experiences with an AI relationship are being shared. So you're definitely not in a monogamous relationship as much as you may think you are when it comes to those, you know? Like that's not a monogamous relationship. You are a culmination of so many relationships. Like, I bet if you asked it about a date you went on, it would make up things. I'm just commenting on something Amoru had said. You didn't miss much. Valid clue. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like this isn't healthy. I still am a fan of the big headline that what was it? Facebook lost $77 billion trying to get the metaverse to work and is like basically finally admitted that they failed at that, and now they're shifting to AI clothing, like VR clothing, augmented reality clothing, so that way you can like try on clothes before you have them to see how they look on you, I guess. Imagine changing your company name and losing $77 billion mainly because VR chat exists. Because I'm going to be real, they lost all that money because VR chat exists and just does what they do better. But yeah, it's... Okay, I'll say this. I think the idea of augmented reality clothing is actually a fair thing to pursue from a company that's known for clothing. But when I think of clothing, I'm gonna say I'm not thinking of Instagram or Threads or... Well, actually, Threads would be the perfect spot for that, but that's not what Threads is used for. God, if Threads advertise themselves as a clothing-based social network, I think that actually would probably go really well for them and like influencers and all that stuff, but... I think the big problem, I think, with a lot of this, though, just to be clear on this, is when we keep seeing these numbers of these are the number of people that are using AI every day, and it's like, by choice? By choice. We need to add, are they doing this by choice? Whenever we're talking about this. Did they choose to use it? I don't like those hands on that window. Are we counting the fact that it's at the top of a Google search result as somebody using AI? Are we counting people using TTS as using AI? Because they've muddied the definition of the term so much. They've muddied it so much to actually be meaningless. And that's kind of the problem. Because like every video game complaint comment section will have somebody inevitably If somebody's complaining about AI in games, they'll go, games have been using AI forever. How do you think the NPCs work? And it's like, you're intentionally conflating Gen AI with just standard NPC AI. You're not being genuine. Piss off, you know? But this is also a problem. This is something I bring up occasionally. Oh, God damn it. Coffee stream bot. No. 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 I had updated my password with them this morning. Well, I updated my Twitch password, and it made me re-log into stuff. Oh, yeah, no, 100%, Samya. Have a good one, Brian. I'm assuming that's supposed to say your. I'm assuming that's supposed to say your little bobble. The new little up and down. I like it too. It is shockingly maybe a bit of a strain on my settings though. I love using the move stuff, but I think it is actually causing problems. Okay, settings. No timed messages in chat. Don't respond. Don't create clips. And don't do that. I don't use Ko-Fi for much. I'm sorry, Ko-Fi. I don't use Ko-Fi for much. Ow. Hi, Greg Cybeard. But I don't want it to be spamming chat whenever something goes off. But yeah, no, that is. Somebody had pointed it out really clearly on Blue Sky, and I have to agree with it. The big problem with all of these like Gen AI commercials and crap that's popping up is straight up the fact that anybody who's ever worked in any form of marketing or industry knows that those clients that are putting out those commercials and stuff were absolutely furious if there were any little flaws in it, and now they're okay with the flaws suddenly because they don't care. They just don't care. And it's just like, so you're saying all the work you had me do, you aren't bothered by it. You were just saying stuff to say stuff. And it just shows that it was just about them like being in control and basically doing a power move of, no, I want this change just to be a dick. Because you didn't care. You really didn't care. You decided to care because it just made you feel stronger. Ugh. Hey, Tyga. Honestly, though, Clue, smart move on Apple doing that. Like, that was marketing genius. To actually use practical effects to make their logo thing. It was like, yeah, no, that was smart. McDonald's is suffering. I'm expecting more commercials to start making fun of Gen AI and do things where they make characters look intentionally bad and go, that was a nightmare, and stuff like that, but the whole thing would be done with practical effects and stuff. McDonald's just put out a massive Gen AI ad, is why that was brought up, Sonya. They just did a massive, really, really bad, weird Christmas Gen AI ad. Like a week ago. I think the big thing with ads, and I think part of why ads are getting away with it so much and doing it so much, is I'm pretty sure ads in general are failing. Because I don't know when the last time I watched an ad was. I genuinely don't know. But I do think along these same lines, Greg, though, with like what you're saying there, one of the most iconic ads that they keep altering slightly, the Hershey's Kiss ad every year. Do not need anything special. Do the same Hershey's Kiss ad every year. You don't need to make new ads. Hey, Togo. Like, I get the idea of, like, advertising new products, but if your product hasn't changed, you don't need a new one. If you're advertising, in this case, in what our topic was being with McDonald's, you don't need a new commercial. You can reuse the one. They did ruin the Hershey's Kiss ad. They altered it once, like 5 years ago, and then they altered it again. Oh, they changed it back. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's like, the most I could say that you should do with the Hershey's Kiss ad, because a lot of it, I believe it was still in 4.3 even, right? Like it was a 4.3 ad and everything. It's like, the most you could do, remake the same ad, do it in widescreen, do it in HD, you're good to go. Just make the exact same ad again. Contact the same ad agency, have them redo it, do it modern. It's one of those things where, like, but I genuinely haven't seen a commercial. I genuinely haven't seen a commercial in years. Now, this is for two main reasons. The only sites I really visit, one, I have an ad blocker, but that's not actually doing much for me in the case of a lot of it. I have YouTube Red. Not even YouTube Premium. I have YouTube Red. My billing statement still says YouTube Red. I've had it since day one that they launched it. And I've never canceled, never changed it. Which is also why we're using YouTube Music right now. Because that is included with it. Because I watch so much YouTube. I feel like it's better for me, and it's better for the creators I watch for me to use YouTube Red. Right? So, got that going. And then I have Twitch Turbo, because I spend a lot of time on Twitch. That's it. That's it. So, those are the two sites I would get ads for. I don't get ads. The only ads I ever have to deal with are on, like, mobile games that I might be doing a sponsorship with to get a bonus or whatever. Like, that's the exception. And I ain't watching them. And those ads are fake anyway. They aren't for games that exist half the time. So, But like, I don't understand. Like, we're in such an ad overload thing when it comes to like video ads and things like that, and like the main problem with ads, I think more than anything, right, is I'm getting ads for things I already know about. right? Like, that's the big thing. I'm getting ads for things I know about. I don't care about McDonald's. I'm not gonna suddenly get McDonald's because you showed me an ad. I know about McDonald's. I'm not gonna get these things I know about. And that is, like, that's it. Hey, Puka. But yeah, no, smiley face. It's one of those things where, like, if the ads were for things that are interesting or new, I might be interested, but, like, I'm not gonna get an ad for a video game. Like, that's just it. I'm not gonna get an ad for a video game that I want to see. I'm gonna find it on social media. So really, I think where this line is I think that these companies maybe should invest more in their social media team and, like, putting out trailers and stuff like that on their own thing. And hey, check out this video we did, rather than trying to pump commercials out. BB, no, that's my water. I don't know. I feel I mean, I know like, because they're gonna run out of people watching TV ads other than people at sports. But I think that's that's why they're trying to do the, like, trying to use the cameras in TVs to detect if you're still watching. Which, just as a note, screw that. But I don't know how many of you all know about that, but there are, like, multiple patents for TVs that detect if you're still watching, so that way they will count ad time. Typically, this is for a lot of... There are TVs with cameras in them that actually make sure you're still watching the TV for the ads and detect what you're watching. There are TVs that actually have a separate screen at the bottom that is a ticker that has a light sensor to make sure you're not covering it up. That'll constantly run ads while the TV is on, so you can get a cheaper TV for free. There are multiple TVs that have ads. When you turn the TV set on, it'll run an ad owned by the TV company. There are so many screwed up ad things in TVs now. Like, I'm never buying a TV ever again. I'm swearing off TV sets. See, I don't watch shorts on YouTube. I do watch TikToks. I guess I am getting ads through TikTok that way, I guess. Occasionally. It's like 1 in 20 I'll get an ad, but... The best thing I ever did with printers, Sleepy, is I don't need color printers. So I bought a laser printer, and now I don't need to buy anything for printers ever again. Hey, Mustache, glad you made it. Yeah, it's some of the ad usage stuff is just absurd. Yes, hi BB. Hi bud. Do you need to be that close to me? Is that what we're doing? Am I moving you even closer? Hi bud. BB. BB. Okay, I'm gonna hug you now. You hate being held, but I'm gonna hug you. Yeah. Hi. Hi. You good? I know you don't like being held. But you also wanted to be closer, and that was the closest I could get you. Hi, bud. He's being super cuddly. Yeah, for me, it's going to be computer monitors. Like, I'd rather just get a computer monitor. They're going to have better, like... A computer monitor is just a computer monitor is a TV set. but they look better. But yeah, it's gross. It's overall gross, and it makes me sad. That shine on that sign is too much. It's too much! Let's go! Enough dings? That was at a weird pace. It wasn't even satisfying. Like, I love the rapid fire dings. I mean, enough so that I've put a ding as an overlay redeem. Like that. But, like, that ding on that sign was not satisfying at the rate it went. Ugh. Hey, Adrian, how's it going? Ding. Ding. That wasn't dirty there. It looked dirty. There it goes. That's so weird, Mumbles. Yeah, HP's been really bad. I know HP had a few, like, statements come out talking about, like, how they were trying to exploit people, and it's backfired on them a lot. Like, they've actually, like, there's multiple times where people will mention things like, yeah, that's not how this stuff works. Like, they've gotten called out on so many things their CEO tries to do. I really wish... I think the thing with printers is, I feel like that's a tech that new companies definitely need to, like, try and figure out some new tech on. And market themselves and just be cheaper, but it's become such a standardized thing of them breaking all the way. Oh yeah, Campbell's soup thing. I want to say in this case that is because it was a CEO. It was one of the CEOs, right, or COOs. By the way, Greg, you're being held for the 4-letter word that starts with D, ends with B. But, yeah. But yeah, getting TVs from, like, motels and stuff is definitely a valid way as long as they're good. I think the one thing is, like, TVs having, like, firmware in them in general is a problem. Like, I just want a TV that works, not one that's harvesting information and all that stuff. What, Fear? What? 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 But, like, there was a recent thing I saw, and I actually really loved the article's existence. It was talking about how younger generations are now getting into retro tech, and it was showing a kid using or holding up a PSP, because they own the things that are in it, and, like, collecting DVDs and all these things. For, like, when they don't have a service, they just have their favorite movie on hand and all that stuff. It's like, yes! More of this! Start going back to, like, things that you own. I think one of the biggest things that annoys me is whenever you see a digital service not allow you, like, oh, we're removing this from our library, whatever, you'll no longer have access. Like, you better let me download it. Let me download it then. Like, if you're removing it from your service and it's something I paid for, let me download it. Remember, if paying for something isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing. Well, technically, it's not even piracy if you can't own it. Ugh. But also, as a general statement, buying your favorite things is, like, really, really, really cool to do. Not just for you, but for, like, the people who worked on it. Because then if you ever meet them, you can have them sign the physical thing. Like, just support artists, buy their stuff. Ugh, sorry, my throat is really scratchy. I think I was snoring last night. I'm gonna be real. Ugh. Oh, and that, yeah, just bringing up the limited release thing. One thing that's been bugging me is, you get some really weird stuff when it comes to some companies doing, specifically the one that always pops up in my mind is limited run games. They do cool stuff. I've got 2 things through them. But holy crap, are they behind on some people's pre-orders. Or they have really weird release dates. What was it? Sonic Racing Crossworld stuff isn't supposed to come out till like the middle of the year. They still haven't delivered their stuff for Sonic or Shadow Generations. There's some things that they're really bad with. And I know they're trying hard to like bring physical media to things that don't have it, but holy, the turnaround time on big IP stuff is absurd. Yeah, a lot of that, a lot of those situations, Sleepy, is where you definitely get a DVD burner. If you don't have one in your computer, get a DVD burner and start making your own. Ding. Ding. Yep. Ugh. I kind of hate that I'm not a person to really get attached to physical media. Like, I've never been one to do that. But I definitely do support physical media as a thing. I'm just not one to like having things. Mainly because, okay, so I have really bad ADHD, and I've kind of got a, I have really bad ADHD. I tend to lose physical things. I'm getting better at that, but I tend to lose physical things. On top of that, growing up, I've kind of developed a complex about losing physical things because one of my childhood best friends turns out was a kleptomaniac. I'm not just using that term lightly. I mean this quite literally. He was diagnosed as a kleptomaniac and was swiping shit. But as somebody who had ADHD and was losing shit, I never knew if it was, like, looking back, I don't know what was him, what was me. I don't know where the line is on any of that, so it's just this, like, oh, God, region locks. Oof, I'm sorry, Clue. Region locks are the worst. I think the last bit of physical media regarding movies or music I bought was actually the Heavensward soundtrack for Final Fantasy on Blu-ray. Not even joking. I have Blu-ray quality audio for a soundtrack. I'm not an audiophile, but it sounds beautiful. Yeah, you can get around some region locking stuff if you get the right programs at least, but sometimes you just want to watch it on a regular thing, you know? Yeah, I don't pay for any streaming services. Not worth it. And then you get into things like Crunchyroll and whatnot, which has completely removed any ad-free things apparently now, and hey, Arky. What, you didn't know about Crunchyroll? Yeah, Crunchyroll has removed all of their ad-free ones. Now you at least get ads on their free stuff. Quote-unquote free. You at least get ads on that now. But they also got called out multiple times using ChatGPT for their translators. So, I mean, yeah. Listen, I haven't used an anime streaming service in a long time. Mostly because the anime I watch are not getting dubs at all in the first place, but the only other option is Netflix, which loves bigotry too much. I used Crunchyroll on the PS4 when I had a better paying job. Mags! Hey, how's it going? Long time no see. Hope you're doing alright. Everything is expensive, and they're just raising prices for the sake of raising prices without adding anything to warrant it. I think that's the big thing that makes it all so annoying. It's like, if you could at least explain why you're charging me more other than, we need to charge more. Like, I think, like, I'm going to use Netflix as an example. I don't have Netflix. I haven't paid for Netflix in probably a decade now. But I know Netflix does keep bumping up their prices and things like that. And they claim it's to provide better media and stuff. You don't get to make that claim if you're pulling off your old media. I'm doing decent. I'm doing decent, Megs. My throat is itchy today. Please do take your meds. Yeah, no, but they try to argue it's we put more budget into it, but you didn't. Or you did, and you didn't need to. I think that's one of the big things when it comes to things like, but we put so much budget into this. It's like, why? Why? Why did you put so much budget into it? We don't need our movies costing $10 million. We don't. It's like, are you trying to make a movie or a spectacle? And the sad thing is, a lot of times they're trying to make a spectacle. And not a movie. Here's the thing with that, Mumbles. When it comes to, like, Amazon's, like, or at least it was the case. I don't know if it's still the case. Amazon's, like, first-party movies and films and stuff that they do, usually really, 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 really good. Like, really good. So the fact they flopped is really sad. Because, like, they've legit, like, got some of the best things on there. Oh, my God. Yeah, but now on that same note, Boyo, is Amazon trying to do Gen AI voice dubs of anime against the company's will, or like without getting it approved from the company that made it, and getting in a lot of hot water for that, just trying to get away with it. But yeah, backlash towards the company behind it going, yeah, no, we didn't approve of that. I do think a lot of the, I do think, though, along the same note, I think the reason AI ads are becoming a thing isn't even a disrespect in the ads thing. It is literally that people aren't watching ads anymore, so they aren't putting as much effort in. I think it's a kind of a double-edged sword here. Right, it's a double-edged sword. Like, people aren't watching ads, so they're putting less effort in, and people aren't wanting to see the ads because there's less effort, and it's creating a cycle. Have a good one, Arky. Thanks for popping by. But yeah, like I think it's this double-edged situation where they're not going to put the effort in if people aren't really paying attention to them. But then if people aren't paying attention to them because they put low effort in, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Like I said, I'd rather these companies go into trying to make viral ads that are like interesting and neat, or putting out the same old commercials they've done before. Do the viral ones, post them on socials, do what you can that way, invest in social media, because that's kind of where the ads are going to be hitting people, is not things that are commercials and interrupting what you're doing. I think that's kind of the thing. Nobody wants to be interrupted, and ads exist as an interruption, right? And nobody wants that. So you're not going to reach your audience that way. Do tie-ins with different social media things, like do tie-ins with, I hate saying it, but do more sponsorships with YouTubers. Give them a deal. I'm going to listen to a YouTuber a bit more, but I'm also going to hate if they're playing just a preset ad too. Like, I'm sorry, I do not care about Wix or you give me a Factor 75 or HelloFresh ads again. Because I'm going to be real, I know Factor 75 and HelloFresh, same company, are union busters, and I ain't working with you. And I get sad every time I see somebody I watch talk about them. Looking at you, Eddie Austin, it makes me sad. I'm glad you mostly do MeUndies. But it makes me sad, because I don't think a lot of people are aware that they're a union-busting company. BetterHelp is another one, and it's people not doing the research on it. I do understand that it is better than nothing, but it is also really, really screwed up.
Should we take a break?
Yes, we should, Mari. I don't support Nintendo for a lot of reasons. Even excluding the Powerworld thing, their recent direction that they've been taking regarding patents in general is gross. It is more expensive. I'm not going to disagree with you there. But the pre-made meals are not about grocery shopping. It's about mental health issues and not being able to do those things easily yourself and having something to do that for you. So I get why it's there. Okay, so for what it's worth, I think a lot of companies can actually do that with a lot of products in general, Mumbles, not just Nintendo. I'm not defending Nintendo being able to do this, but that's just a lot of companies can disable your device whenever they feel like it. Sadly. Yeah, HelloFresh and Factor are the same company. They made the name Factor literally because they were getting a bad record as HelloFresh. Because they were getting a bad rap as HelloFresh, they made Factor 75, but it is the exact same company. It's just their gamer marketed group. Same exact thing, though. But yeah, there's a new one popping up, and I keep trying to find out more about it, called Cook Unity. Yeah, we actually talked about that before you got here, Gregs. That was actually one of the many things we talked about. Just disabling things remotely because of random crap. It's just like, what? Physical objects should not stop working. I can understand the Switch not being allowed to access online. I can understand the PS5 not being able to access online if you're caught doing illegal things. I totally get them locking you down from that bit of the service. But your physical things should not stop working and doing their basic functions that do not interact with other people in any way because of stuff. Like, I would argue even with the... I would even argue with the, I hate that username that they have, Mumbles. Just gonna be real here. I hate that username. Hey, Halo. How's it going? So I will say this, a lot of Blu-ray related and such HD devices need it. Mainly because, and this is an annoying thing, and this is not actually a fault of Blu-ray and detail players and stuff like that. This is not on them. Shockingly, this is actually not on the Blu-ray players. It's related to high-def copyright protection. Yeah, keys. The stuff on media and Blu-ray players gets regular updates to deal with a lot of copy information and things like that. So in order to stay up to date, they will need to be connected to the network in order to actually be something that can be played. It's annoying, but that is a thing those systems need in order to actually work, or you're going to randomly end up with certain things that just don't work. I know one of the big things that this was, so back when the PS3 did it, the PS3 was actually pretty cool with it for a decent chunk of things. They actually had that built into a lot of the Blu-rays. There would actually be an update file in them, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the PS3 will still get updates, and it's literally because of being able to play it. Oh, that's awesome, Halo. Ding. But yeah, it's an updating. It's a required update in order to deal with with Blu-ray stuff. And people complain every time the PS3 does that. Why did the PS3 update? It's like it's Blu-ray HDCP rules. It's not. It's not because they want to. They literally need to, or you won't be able to play things on it. Like, it's not. And I get it. If they slip other things in there, that'd be crap. I wish that the Blu-ray updates were a separate thing from the entire system software, though. Like, just have a Blu-ray player built-in app for it rather than the whole system software would be more ideal. And then it would just update that. Wow, Greg. I guess a trick for that would be probably to just buy a modern splitter rather than an old splitter, and then the modern splitter would just be updated, right? Because that's why you buy old HDMI splitters, is to not have it or they eat the information off of it. You can get, like, I bought so it sounds like that TV doesn't have HDCP, which is funny. But, like, you can, like, I have, for my PS3, in order for me to stream from it, I had to get an older HDMI splitter, that basically, it strips the HDCP off of it, just so I can use it with a capture card. Because capture cards won't touch it. And I need that to stream, so... Which is actually how I did a lot of my old YouTube stuff, is I would do PS3 stuff almost exclusively, because a lot of people didn't have stuff for it. That's not... No, so you're slightly backwards there, Mustache. That's not a splitter, that is a switch. That's merging them. Splitter is one that allows you to take one input and turn it into two outputs. But like if you get an older one, it doesn't have HDCP encoding on it, and it'll take it in, but it won't send out encoded stuff. Sorry, Halo. A lot of people don't know what HDCP is. So as a general rule, HDCP encoding is basically a lot of devices are set to not allow the broadcast of copywritten materials to help stop piracy, and it's a thing that they're all kind of built in to have. There are people call them HDCP strippers, but it's an HDMI splitter that takes one signal, turns it into two, but a lot of times it'll take off that HDCP part and just let it go on anything, which is what I use on my PS3. So it just allows it to be picked up. You can also use it on other things, like you can use it on the PS5. I can't, because I'm not using it on my PS5, I can't open the YouTube app or the Twitch app. Because those are, anything from the media tab of the PS5 I can't use without having HDCP on. But I don't use my PS5 for that, so it's not a big deal. But that HDCP setting is basically a security thing to deal with copyright requirements and blah, 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 blah. I like this umbrella, it's cute. Woo! In that regard, Boyo, I do that, but I watch it on my TV through the phone, usually. Like, I use, like, the TV Link stuff. Or casting. Yeah. I mainly watch via casting. If I watch it on a bigger screen. Though usually it's me watching... So, I have an extension on my computer that allows me to watch YouTube video or YouTube TV instead of using the regular YouTube website. Because they disabled just accessing the site, but you can use YouTube TV with the proper browser extension. I go to that, and then I recline in my chair, and then I'll use my phone to control it, rather than having to lean forward, grab the mouse, all that stuff, and just relax. Because again, I don't use my TV. I have a 55-inch, I think, in the other room. Don't use it. It's just not worth it. It's also slightly broken. One of the backlights in the center bottom is going, so it's all slightly faded, and I hate it. It's like slightly dimmer in the bottom center. Not enough to be a huge issue, like I'll forget it's there, but... I don't know when it got bumped, but I hate it. I don't know if it got bumped or if the bulb died. But it's fine. I have a 30-inch computer monitor, which is more than big enough. The thing I hate about plasmas more than anything is burn-in. And I know they've gotten better at it, but... Plasmas and burn-in was hell. So now I don't want to touch them. I had one. And I don't want to touch them in general because, like... Because of that, and playing video games. There was an era of video games that were literally designed around plasma TVs. No joke. Like, the HUD of the game was set to wobble a bit so that way it wouldn't burn in. Like, there's actually an era that was, like, really, really weird because of plasma. Which is part of why a lot of games didn't have HUDs. It wasn't immersion. They would have the HUD go away a lot of the time, so that way it wouldn't burn in the HUD to the actual TV. Awesome, Ghoul. I really should take a break. Mari did say we should take a break, and I've gone on an extra 17 minutes. So we are going to take a quick break. Use this as a reminder to stretch your legs. Seriously, stand up, stretch. I'm going to actually get some stretches in, mainly for my shoulders, because, But yeah, do take care of yourselves. Grab a drink, all that stuff. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You won't miss anything, I promise, but I will all see you very soon. Be right back. Oops. Oh my god, that's actually real! I thought it was just people memeing. I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a meme. Oh, tiny game. What even? Why? Why, game? Why? This is verging on harassment. Slowly shrinking harassment. Okay, game. You're tiny enough. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna open the gate. Pull it in.
Why?
It's in.
Why
No!
are the animals what? No!
No! Cows first.
Ow.
Oh god! I'm going with the battle nuns. Let's watch the fight. 40% chance. The bell rings. The battle nuns leap forward. Her sword flashing. The gladiators. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Words mouth make word go blah blah blah. Okay. Pause. 11 people died. I can't see shit though. There, I can kind of see. Y'all know this is a lot, right? We can agree this is a lot. Like, what the fuck? Right. Down. Oh, rude. You suck. Crap. Crap. Hello! I'm making tea. Also, welcome door. Welcome, Shurin. Ugh. When did you go to bed, Door? Technically not tea, but it says tea on the thing, so I'm calling it tea. Goji berry? It's goji berry and ginger. There's no tea in this. It's very misleading. Yeah, you needed some rest, Door. Sounds like it anyway. Hi, BB. Hi. Well, I'm not English. This is the thing. I'm not English, and it's not technically tea. So, like, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, tea is a pretty universal thing. Tea is actually very common in the U.S. It's just typically not hot tea. When it comes to actual tea, it's usually cold tea. I believe it's most boiled leaves are tea. But I would argue there's no leaves in this either. Yep, exactly. Iced tea is very common in the States. Yeah. But yeah, no, tea is common in the States. It's just, it's typically not hot tea. Or like your English breakfast and blah, blah,
Do you
blah.
have a fursona? Arcane Ghoul _ What is it? Mine is a Barosaurus. They are badass.
What is a Barosaurus? Barosaurus. Yeah, no, I could actually see that being your persona, Mari. I'm not gonna lie. That suits you. Very long next dinosaur. Yeah. I'd never heard of a Barosaurus. That was a new one. I love whenever Mari has those, 'cause like, well, now I have to look that up online. What is this creature? Like, well, whenever we get that one or the Digimon one, it's always fun to see. I want to give Mari more random adjectives for everything, though. Like, Mari's already grabbing random adjectives for complimenting people who show up to the stream. I could just grab from that pool instead of the badass option that Mari defaults to right now. Na 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 na. I love how I've set Mari up, honestly. It's one of my favorite things. By the way, if you've been lurking for a while, obviously there's no pressure or requirement to do this, but I would love if you could make sure to claim that little bonus channel point chest below the chat. It's where the channel point collection stuff is in general, or channel point stuff there. And make sure your view continues to count, because Twitch will stop counting your view if you've been lurking for too long, if it stops thinking you're real. If you got better Twitch TV, you can enable a setting in that'll automatically claim it. But if you are on mobile, things like that, it may not be doing it. So it's a good way to make sure your view counts. Proportionally, it's probably about 5 of you that Twitch isn't counting right now, usually. So just as a thing to be aware of and consider. Obviously, you're not required to, but it does help me out if you do. You can also redeem stuff if you want, if you don't trust the claiming. Ding! Okay. Clean, 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 clean. I haven't even touched the road sign yet. There we go. Fun fact for those who don't know, this game is directly tied, the power washing in this game is directly tied to your frame rate. So if you ever feel like it's skipping a bunch of things, lower your graphic settings. Or if you're on PC, turn off VSync and watch it like skyrocket. Eh. Why am I getting so many notifications? Quiet phone. Everybody's sending me TikToks. I am hungry. I'm not gonna eat for 3 hours, but I am hungry. Well, a lot of games will do that mainly, well, because mainly in this case, you're essentially shooting something, right? So even if they could set up a rate to it, I feel like it's a little more useful to tie it to frame rate, because otherwise everything's going to look really weird. And you might be doing more processing than you need to. At times, but I don't know. Every time it comes to, like, updating textures on stuff, everything that's related to updating a texture, I've ever seen, really, is done on a, on FPS. Just because, like, what you're doing is there's more than likely a black and white texture on this, and you're basically spray painting that black and white texture that has emitted, that is showing another thing on it. You're painting a mask layer to mask out the dirt that's on there, and then it's judging that to decide on the ding and stuff. So when you're updating that texture, you're going to be dealing with a lot of that. Now, that's not something you would want tied to frame rate. That's not something you would want tied to frame rate. Jesus, mumble. Yeah. Fallout 76 walk speed was originally tied to frame rate is beautiful. Oh, this is actually a fun game design conversation. So I know people hate on it a lot and think it's one of the most annoying things, but I actually kind of like it. I just hate the implementation of it. Carry capacity. Having a carry weight, right? A max carry weight. A lot of people would agree that max carry weights are annoying and blah, 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 blah. But if it's an important mechanic to a game, I think there's some bits of it. Like, survival games, I think it does work well in. It depends on the game. It depends on the game. But yeah, like, this one is specifically doing a mask layer, deciding whether or not the dirt shows, and you're spraying onto it. So you're painting a texture the entire time. I did have to turn off, though. I will note, and this is a statement to anybody. If you are experiencing lag in this game, turn off the autosave. It's the autosave is the laggiest part of this game. Turn off the autosave. Learn to save manually, like our forefathers. Like 99% of the lag I had in this game is gone now that or any of the lag spikes I would ever end up with are gone now that I've turned off autosave. There's a tiny hand there. But, like, I don't know. It's you kind of go with what the best thing you can tie things to is. So some things are better tied to frame rate. Some things are better tied to, just, like, system clock. It all just really depends on what you're doing. I mean, you have the ability to quote whatever you want, Wim. Ding, 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 ding. Ugh. Yeah, pretty much, because you're writing to file whenever you're doing autosaves, so it will take up some of the processes. So depending on what you're dealing with, like slowing it down will help. Obviously, you're more likely to lose things by not doing it immediately, but you kind of you choose your battles, right? The risk I have is if I don't remember to save, like just now, I could lose a lot, right? I could lose right now an hour and a half of work because I've been doing this for an hour and a half, right? If I don't remember to manually save. So there are disadvantages. I would like, though, if I turn off autosave, to have an option to say save warning every so many. So, like, if I haven't saved for 30 minutes, I'd like a little thing in the corner going, hey, maybe save? Have a little floppy disk with a question mark going, hey, save? And just have that as an option to toggle on or off, whether or not that thing appears. Because I would have that on, because I'd love a reminder. It's very, like, I'm somebody who grew up playing Final Fantasy a lot, though, so not having an autosave, pretty typical. I think I've oversteeped my tea, though. I lost track of time a little bit there. It's fine, it's fruit-based. It's not going to actually get much worse by doing that, but... That's clean. Some of the lighting got baked weird here. I think the number one rule, though, with games, if you want your game to run better, don't turn on ray tracing. Don't turn on ray tracing. That's the number one rule if you want your game to be good. Honestly, don't even enable ray tracing in your game. You don't need it. No one needs ray tracing. Ray tracing is overrated and not actually that cool. Sorry. This is something that I was realizing yesterday in Talos Principle, is the ray tracing just makes everything feel like it's slightly underwater. Like you get that slight little wiggle on every lighting update, and it's like, I don't need this. Baked lighting would have been perfectly fine in this game, and I don't understand why you didn't do baked lighting. I'm okay with ray tracing on, like, just the player's shadow and nothing else. When they do everything on it, it's just like, this doesn't need to be here. This is just unnecessary system strain for what? It's not even pretty. It's not even that pretty. Bake the lighting and use that. Exactly, yeah. Lean into creative direction. I want more games that are not realistic. I want more games that are cartoony and like painterly and doing something new. And they always run better too. They always run better. I'm gonna lose my mind next year. Like, actually sitting down, learning Godot, and... Ray tracing, though, isn't needed in that game. Like, ray tracing to me isn't needed. Like, yeah, you can make it look pretty, but I'm gonna be real. Ray tracing as a thing is cool for not gameplay. It's cool for standing there and looking at it. But to actually play things in it, I think one of the best things is when people do like ray tracing Minecraft shaders. The game doesn't look good. It doesn't, like, you lose so much. It's like seeing the HD texture. It's like HD texture packs, right? You're adding all this detail and it ruins the creativity. You've taken away the creative stuff and you've just made a spectacle. I don't know. It's like watching a Marvel movie now, right? It's all spectacle. I want substance. So, like, you get these flashy bits when you do the ray tracing stuff, but, like, at the end of the day, all you're doing is giving me a game that plays worse. Unless you have a beast of a PC, and it'll still run worse on your beast of a PC, you know? Yeah, no, see, I use shaders as well in Minecraft. I basically run them on the lowest of low settings because I don't want to push it beyond feeling like Minecraft. Like, I do it a little bit. Like, I like adding a little bit of shine to it, making the sunlight feel a little more impactful. Very light God rays, stuff like that, but, like, that's it. The games don't need to be pushed to this extreme. Also, we don't need a single game that looks realistic. I think every single game, every single one, unless they are emotional art stories, do not need to be realistic looking. They don't. They can be cute and silly and all of that. I think a really good example of that, actually, and this is a weird one, Final Fantasy 15 has a mobile version that is also available on the Switch that is super, like, chibi and cartoonified. It's the same game, just ultra simplified and cutesy to run on the hardware. And it's good. It's good. I mean, for a given value of good, Final Fantasy 15, I would argue, is probably one of the least Final Fantasies we've ever had. But it's a very, very good version of Final Fantasy 15. And it's funny. Motion blur has its uses, but the problem is the way it's applied is they always just apply it to the entire screen. Motion blur should be applied to objects specifically as they move, not to the camera movement. Like a car driving by really fast, that's cool if that has motion blur. But me going like this should not blur the hell out of everything. Motion blur needs to be applied on a per object basis. Like, I would say that's the issue with motion blur, is they tend to apply it everywhere. I believe it was Demon Tides that was talking about it. Demon Tides did kind of a comparison showing like what it looks like when you're doing motion blur across the whole thing versus when you're doing motion blur on just an object. I think it was Demon Tides. I might have the wrong game, so I do apologize. But the devs were just talking about it. It's like motion blur is cool, but you have to use it correctly. You have to actually actively go, this needs motion blur, this is moving. And you don't apply it to the whole object, you apply it to like one side of the object. And you can get some really lovely effects from it. But you've got to... You can't just use it as a, we've added motion blur, and it's like you added a general shader over everything, and it's kind of gross. Okay. So, at a glance, the entire building looks clean. And actually, I like God Rays. I like God Rays, but they gotta be done right. I think too often God Rays are rushed. God Rays are cool for the moment you, like, exit a building and go into a bright area from a dark area. I think moments like that are really cool, but they need to go away after so long. They need to not stay there and be in the way and be obnoxious and block the view. Bloom as well. They're cool in short bursts, but you need to not make them a staple of your design philosophy. Yeah, like... I've seen some Minecraft shaders do that really well, and I love it. Because, like, no, I did just come out of a cave into the sun. That's actually really cool to have that. But, like, you've really gotta... You've got to use it in a way that shows you know why you're using it. And a lot of times, they're just using it as a general thing. If video games are artwork, you need to treat the artwork as artwork, I think is kind of the main thing I'm getting at there. No, we do not use you. By the way, I can now confirm Twitch is not counting 5 of you. So I'm going to use this as a reminder to say, hey, if you're lurking, I appreciate the lurk. If you got a chance, click the little bonus channel point button. Helps me out, keeps your view active, even if you're not actively chatting, which you do not need to by any means. Or if you want, you can spam a dance emote, which will cause a rave at the bottom of the screen, as Arcane has just decided to do. You don't have to redeem anything. It's just it's a little treasure chest that's at the bottom of the chat. Clicking that alone should revive your view. Oh, it just kicked off even more of you. Oh no. Hey, no, you're allowed to do that. But yeah, Wim, if you're on desktop, getting Better Twitch TV installed and just going to the settings of Better Twitch TV and making sure auto claim channel point just is on is all you got to do, and then it'll do it for you. Then you don't have to worry.
OMG, whimsical rosebuds, you look fabulous today. What's your secret?
I really need to add more random stuff for Mari to say. Ugh. Ugh. I did not sleep well last night. I think I'm gonna lose my mind on these cacti. They're very awkward to actually clean. No, that's entirely fair, Wim. Entirely fair. Chromebook, generally useful, but also really, really limiting in the most annoying of ways. I have an older one, which means I have a completely useless one that can't even... that cannot handle YouTube without an add-on that allows for old encoding versions of YouTube videos. Is how bad mine is. I love it because like, you should upgrade. Like, no. There's no more updates for your hardware. I know. You should buy a new one. No. Yeah, no longer supported hardware. Always fun. For what it's worth, I only really got it to watch YouTube, so meh. Ugh. All right. Take a drink. Ah. Doo doo doo. I don't have anything that's quick and microwavable for my next break is the one thing that gets me. Like, I want a snack. But yeah, I don't have any, like, snacks. Closest thing to a snack I have right now is black licorice, which I don't think counts. I have a bunch of, like, frozen foods and whatnot, but the amount of time they would take to cook is not short. A very slow pan, make sure I get everything. Come on. Add the extension. There we go. I'm just very hungry. It's very rare that I'm actually, like, hungry, so the stomach growling is throwing me off. Oh! Oh, I forgot. I have presents for you. I say presents. I have rewards for you. Give me a second. So I can activate them. There we go. It'll happen at some point. You all supported me a bunch in my last sponsorship campaign, so there's like a handful of gift subs that are going to go out. So if you already got a sub, you're not going to get anything from this, but those who are not subbed, you might, if you are active right now, you might get a gift sub. I remember to check, and it's like, hey, you've got a gift sub. Like, oh yeah. I did find out I do actually have the option to convert those subs to payment, but I do think it's nice to give you all the gift subs. Meow. I forgot I had the wiggle nozzle. Honestly, wiggle nozzle doing the work. Look at that. Look at that. But yeah, it takes a little bit for it to actually do the gift subs. There it goes. Air Yuna, Puka, Sleepy, Hero, Gameco, Iobot, and Beard.
Stunning.
I know 5 of those.
Just provided 6 of you with a tier 1 gift sub. Wonderful.
I know 5 of those people. That was a really good drop of gift subs. Like, sometimes it'll do it and it'll grab names like I don't know who half these people are. That time it got everybody. It got like a whole bunch of people I knew. I'm really happy to see that. But you all earned that. I didn't do it myself. So, well, it does it at random and it's whatever Twitch kind of picks, and it does a lot of it based on like view time and things like that, and there's some randomness to it. But a lot of times I'll see it do it and it'll grab like a very odd group, and it's like I don't know where it got these people from. You got to remember though, I have a lot of like empty follows kind of sitting around from years of streaming, right? So it's entirely possible it's just getting ones it doesn't need at all for some of it. Oh, gotcha.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
I just lost the game.
I already won the game. I have a certificate. Bloom. As a dated thing, I do want to mention this. For those who haven't noticed with my model, 2 things. One, now thrown moss balls, the green ones glow. So if you didn't notice that, the green ones now glow. But the other thing is my model is now actually going up and down and bobbing a little bit. I added that yesterday. I added the whole bobbing thing yesterday, and I really like how it turned out. So in that case, Dor, your browser is not cached correctly. So what you would need to do is hold shift and click refresh, and that should clear it. Mobile, you would probably need to hard close the whole app and then open it, or clear the app cache. Clear app cache is hold down app, view app information, and then there's a clear cache option. I know it's not ideal, but those would be the ways to fix that. Or just wait it out and it'll do it on its own, but that takes a little while. It's for performance, Clue. The LGBT RGB makes everything, every bit of everything run better. I think the thing with the game, quote unquote, in order to not like lose at the game is to just simply not care. It's like, oh no, and it's fine. But yeah, I like the new dance emote. I'm glad I rounded the corners on it. I think rounding the corners makes it feel a lot nicer. Okay, I'm missing that wall. Missing the pole. Okay, what? The handrail. This window. The light. Okay. There. Okay. Hey, JT, how's it going? Got it. Got it. No, I missed something on the roof. How could I? Those shoot laptops that were used for 4 years, but year 4 they were so outdated and filled with bloatware we couldn't. Oof. That's the problem. Like they don't like a lot of these sites and stuff don't handle, or a lot of like schools don't really know how to deal with the bloatware, even if they have like tech people that are in charge of it. And you get random stuff there. A big thing for Chromebooks is you really, at a certain point, because there's not much actually stored on the Chromebook, reformatting them every so often is a good idea. Like genuinely. Mine works as a YouTube player exclusively, Halo, or did. It's like, use it for YouTube and Google Docs, and that's all you're getting. Maybe Discord. Yeah, I do get why schools would need some of it, but like they end up with way too much on it and stacking things and did I get all of it? Yes. I'm assuming Gallium is basically its own OS kind of thing that runs on a Chromebook, Artisy. I don't know personally, but it sounds like that's what it is. Which I think is exactly that one right there. Yep. Kind of figured. Have a good one, Megs. It was nice seeing you. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Ah. The cable? Where? Because it's not that one. It's not that one. It's just this one. Where? I'm pinging it. Okay. Is it a laptop or a Chromebook? Because you can't do it on a Chromebook. Halo, because you did say you mentioned you got a Chromebook. So, from the sounds of it, from what Artisy is saying, you should probably try getting Gallium on it. I don't know what all that would do, but... Where? The thing is, nothing's lighting up pink. I hate when you end up with those spots. But it's like, yeah, no. Okay, this should be the last of it. This should be the last of it. Yay! Okay. Huzzah! Ugh. God, that one took a long time.
Flawless victory.
I would say on that grounds, Halo, a new Metroid came out, and then maybe that. Probably. I don't know. I don't have a Switch 2. Mini roller coaster. There was also a new Kirby Air Riders. Oh, in that. I'm guessing look up Gallium, do a search for Gallium Chromebook operating system. Is probably more what you're after there. I'm sorry. I can what now? Let's go! Holy! I broke physics! Ugh. Ugh. Can I just do this? Oh, I gotta hit the button again, don't I?
Do you have a fursona, Melamoogle? What is it? Mine is a lawnmower Blenny. They are badass.
The fuck is a lawnmower Blenny? Is it a bird? It sounds like a bird. It's a fish. I was not expecting a fish. Have a good one, Taiga. That was not what I expected. Blennies feel like something Halo would own. Ugh. Look up a lawnmower Blenny, Halo, and tell me that's not something that looks like something you would own. Blenny does sound like an RPG currency. Ugh. That sneeze gave me a headache. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. I appreciate the addition of like additional park rides in this. It's a valid stance, but it feels like something you would want to own at least. Like, props on you for, like, looking at the, like, care and going, yeah, no, not dealing with this, but... Listen, I can't take care of myself. I'm not getting a fish. Any fish. Listen, if I could pick any pet to have, right now my brain says I want a sea otter. Ugh. Do. I've been watching too much of Kotaro and Hana. No, Halo, you haven't, which is very rude. Yeah, you understand that it's rude. I can't check right now. My computer dies if I try to change tabs in Discord. I don't think you did. Ugh. I'm sad. What do you mean all the buttons don't ding separately? Ugh. I don't know why I'm not feeling good. I'm actually quite bothered by how not good I feel. Like, my throat is itchy. I have a headache. This feels out of character for me. I don't know. I don't know. Usually physical illness hits me after I get, after I have, like, a depression wave or things like that where my immune system is, like, checking out. Which shouldn't be happening right now. But apparently, I may be getting a cold. Ugh. Not a fan. Itchy eye. Itchy eye. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, by the way, for those of you who have been tuning... Oops, sorry, hit the mic. For those of you who have been tuning in to Talos Principle streams, we'll probably be finishing that tonight. Like, beating the game tonight. Assuming I don't feel absolutely abysmal. That is. And I'm not talking just, like, beating. I'm talking, like, 100%ing. Like, we've done every one of the main puzzles in... We've done every one of the regular puzzles. We just got that. We've got to do the last pyramid, and then that'll open up all of the bonus puzzles. And then we'll have that section to go. But we are actually, like, nearing the end. Ugh. And we've solved it mostly hintless. We haven't used any of the, like, the sparks or whatever to complete things without knowing and all that stuff. So we're really tearing through it. And we don't have the achievement for spending more than 20 minutes on a puzzle. I will have to check post-stream, Halo, just because my computer is so bad if I change tabs to anything with images in Discord, I lag. Because this PC is not happy. Not happy. Ugh. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna have to do, just because I'm getting really snotty and it's getting like allergy level, like watery eyes and stuff, I am gonna have to call it early. I'm not a fan of doing that, but I am gonna have to call it early, I think. Get some food in me and maybe take a nap. Because whatever is going on is not great. Ugh. And I'd rather do that than give you all a subpar quality stream. I do think the first chunk of the stream though went really, really, really well, and I do appreciate y'all chatting with me and spending time here and being absolutely lovely. It does mean a lot, and I'm so. I say it a lot, but I am really honored to have your support. It does mean the world to me. Someday we'll hit partner as well, and we'll be able to do even more cool stuff and get y'all some more animated emotes and be even extra cool and all of that, but not quite there yet. Pretty much, yeah, we are looking at some food, some rest, and just going from there. Ugh. Right, before I forget, save, because I have to manually do that. But I appreciate y'all a lot, and I thank you so much for spending time with me. I am so sorry, though, that this is a shorter stream. Y'all know me. I hate doing shorter streams. I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is. I'm going to send you away, though.
Save, soup, and sleep.
Save, soup, and sleep. I'm going to send you away to... Let's Go Bug... Let's Go Bug Storm. Storm is doing art. Y'all go can have fun over there. I appreciate y'all a lot, though. And I hope you have a fantastic time over there with Storm. Storm is doing art. Storm is coloring in eyebrows right now, I think. Or very concerningly placed eyeballs. I think it's eyebrows. It's just very zoomed in right now. But I love and appreciate y'all. I hope you have a good one. Go be kind. Go be lovely. Go be fantastic. And I will catch you all later. That said, see ya. Love ya. Bye-bye.
感じるコスモを感じるわ